We're live. Assalamu alaikum, brother Badr.
Walaikum salam, brother Jude.
Wow, it's just brother Badr today because brother Ahmed Hamadi, he only had 9 hours of sleep yesterday. So,
Brother
yeah,
Ahmed Hamada has been on petition from recording this podcast for some reason.
he's on
He's been on
petition.
strike. He's on strike.
Yeah, he doesn't want to do it anymore. He's
Every
just,
time you want to record with him, he's like, "Oh my god, you want to record when I'm tired?"
yeah. No, because he's waiting for the solar lunar eclipse altogether,
Yeah, bro.
like a pagan. That's what he's doing.
He's waiting for them to see the hilal, bro.
Yeah, bro. Oh, you're gonna start seeing now, bro. Oh, we don't get that here. Here in Doha, it's pretty straightforward to see the halal. The government says, and we go okay. New Zealand, bro, there's like we have the three Eids, June Eid, and then like some people have Eid completely separately. You know,
Oh
everyone
wow.
everyone has their
Complete lack of respect for this podcast. Complete disregard for everyone here. Just
oh,
phone buzzing in the background. Why don't you
well.
just تاخذ لك كافين؟
Better. I get certain privileges because my face is on the ya Allah. I get certain privileges because my face is on the podcast, you see. So Ya ilaha illallah, la
Yeah,
ilaha illallah,
obviously, yeah, those privileges are really kicking in
la
right
ilaha
now.
illallah. But it went through so quickly. I felt this Ramadan was so fast, it's terrible.
A lot of people have been saying that, to be fair.
It's,
Like a lot of
it's
I've
so
talked to a lot of
fast.
my friends about it. They're like, dude, it's been unbelievably fast this year.
It's so fast, but I also feel, for me especially, it has been alhamdulillah, one of the most productive Ramadans for me ever. I felt I tried to maximize the use of this time and I tried to do the most that I could do. And that's made me overall quite happy. So using that time the best. And it also gave me some insight and perspective, which not just for Ramadan, but things I can carry over to the rest of my life, you could say.
That's good.
I mean, that's the main thing. I mean, it's just the first thing I was thinking about today was well, and I think it's very, very applicable to the rest of your life, is that during Ramadan, it really hit me that you are actually you have to give the effort. You are rewarded based on your effort, not so much your the output is important, but the output is much much smaller than the effort. So, for example, you have some conditions, you have some stuff you're going through, whatever, you have some physical things. If you just put in and you put a lot of effort to go pray 2 rak'ah somewhere, of Taraweeh, that is the effort is what counts. It's more, I feel like you get more of a reward than somebody who would do, say, 20 rak'ah and it's very, very easy for them and it's almost flies through. That concept of it's the effort you put in rather than the result. And I kind of took that, I think about that, and you are not in control. Well, to a certain extent, you're not in control of your life's outcome. You don't
To a
get to
certain extent,
choose.
yeah.
Yeah, well, you're not. So, well, let's just say, for example, you are to a certain extent exactly. You're not in control of the outcomes in your life. Some people are just dealt a bad hand, and
Yeah,
that's just
100%.
life. And some people are dealt a good hand. Alhamdulillah for any hand you're dealt, but some people are dealt better hands than others. The only thing you are actually in control of is how much you put in every day.
Yeah,
Just that
absolutely,
effort, that
100%.
drive. And I was thinking about that, and it's actually it's almost relaxing to think of stuff that way because it takes away the pressure of having to succeed.
Yeah, of course. But like I think that just goes well, not like if you look at it from like just life in general, right? If you look at just like the big picture, right? You don't know what the outcome of your whole life is going to be. You know what I mean? Like you don't know what the end is like because you don't know. You'll never know until you get there,
Yeah, you don't
right?
know.
But the whole premise is you put in this effort to like be a good person, to pray, to like do everything that you're supposed to do without knowing what the outcome is. Like you put in the effort, but you don't know what the outcome is.
100%. And it's the same as, bro, I even look at it as business, for example, and your
Everything.
job and everything. You
Ethics,
don't know.
whatever you do in life, bro. It's you put in the effort. Like you try to take all the right decisions and all of this, and whatever happens, happens.
Yeah,
That's why if you take all what you think are the right decisions and what are like known to be as the right decisions, and for some reason things don't pan out, you shouldn't be too hard on yourself because at the end of the day, you did put in the work, but sometimes you're not dealt the right hand
Or sometimes it's not in your nasib to get to what you thought you were gonna get.
because you never know. It
Oh,
might not be good for you at the end of the day.
yeah, you don't know, bro. You don't know. And I think, and there's a relief to that. But all I know every day, so I don't know what I'm gonna be doing in 10 years, and 1 year, and 1 day. I don't know any of that. But I do know that tomorrow morning, and this is how I've been treating each day now. I wake up and I just know that today I have to go as hard as I can because that's the only thing I'm in
Carpe
control of.
diem, bruh.
I gotta really pluck that day, bro. Pluck the day. It's the only way
Seize
to
the
do it.
day.
It's pluck the day, bro.
Sure, that's a Jude Hamid saying, but yeah, we'll go with that.
No, no, no. Like straight up, if you translate carpe diem, it's actually pluck the day.
Pluck the day.
Google it. You can Google it right now. It's there.
Fair enough.
But like, and there's a relief to that because once you take out of thinking of the result, right? Because what happens to a lot of people nowadays and in everything and all these, and not just in business but in your salah and everything like that, is people are always thinking like, what if I'm trying to optimize this result, and to some extent you should try to optimize the outcome, but have you ever heard of a thing called paralysis by analysis?
Yeah, of course.
So you sit there, you're trying to optimize, 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 and is this better? Is this better? And you should do that to some extent, but make a decision. I would say make a decision and move on from it.
Yeah,
And
100%.
it's really crazy. They did this study on this. Well, it's not really a study per se. It's more there's two groups of people, right? So they had these two artists, and they had them do two different bits of art, right?
Okay.
So the first artist, they told them, what you need to do is every day you need to make one piece of art for 30, like, every day for 30 days. Every day you
Yeah.
need to make this one piece of art.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, but you have to do one every single day. That
Doesn't matter
consistency,
what
you
it
have
is,
to
just do one.
you have to do one. And they told the other artists that you have to make one piece of art over
By the
30
30
days.
days. Yeah.
Yeah. So they compared the results, and this was obviously at I wouldn't say they were Da Vinci level,
Yeah, yeah, of course not.
but they were both, they were okay. They were there. And they found out that after the 30 days, they were looking at the guy who did the 30 bits of art, who just put in that constant, that grind, that upgrading, that's not too much overthinking. His art was significantly had a much higher improvement than the guy who only did, one piece for 30 days.
Yeah, but that's with anything you do in life, right? Like if like when you take like the trial and error, like if you
Yeah,
do something by trial and error, like you're gonna continuously optimize. If you do it one time and then you're like, all right, I'm gonna spend the next 2 years trying to figure out how to make this better. It's not gonna be as good as the guy that did it and then next month did it again and then did it again another month and spent like 24 months every month changing it. By the end of the 24 months, his is gonna be so much better than the one that you've been spending 2 years working on.
100%. And I think, and I'm not saying people always take this as, oh yeah, so you need to put in minimal effort, or you need to put in, you know, just do the quick work and try to get the turnover quick. I think initially that quick turnover of work is much higher value to people than spending a long, long time perfecting one craft.
Yeah. It's different, like, there's, like so early on or, like, early to even, like, early advanced stages of something, like, for example, when you started making videos, right? Let's say you made 1 video every month,
Yeah.
right? You're not gonna be as good as when you set your goal as, "I'm gonna try to make 365 videos for a year." But let's say you're not gonna stick to the 365, obviously, because that has, like
No,
woo,
no, no, we're good. We're good, baby. We're on the path, bro.
woo.
We're on the path. We're up to like we're up to episode 50 now. We're almost 50, actually 48 or 49.
Keeping in mind that we started, like, 2 months before the beginning of the year.
Yeah. Woo!
So
Got
we're
it.
basically at the end of 2022 and starting
We're
2023.
grinding it, baby. We're on the grind.
But you know what I
But
mean? Like, when you do it so consistently, like, you start tweaking things as you go along, and you get better and better and better and better.
oh,
And
bro,
then
like
if you were doing it once a month, your skills aren't gonna, like, advance as much as you think they would.
even if you, so I'm at this weird kind of point now where I'm doing one a day, right?
Yeah,
And I think
almost.
yeah, almost. Well, I'm doing my best here. Uh, I'm still at that stage. I'm still getting benefits from one a day, but I feel there is stuff I also want to do in parallel with just videos, for example, where I want to spend a bit more time on something. I want to spend 2, 3 hours working on a certain shot and a certain sequence. I want to spend that time, which is not really possible doing this one a day. But I still see, I saw the value of just more of these videos every day. Even this whole like Ramadan series, where it's you get there. One thing I found is getting the ideas, for example.
Yeah,
I'm way better at thinking of video ideas now than I was just last month.
yeah,
Because now it's like I have to make this video. What do I do? Let's just do this. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Not every video is gonna be the creme de la creme,
Of course
swing
not.
out of
No.
the park. And I don't think I even have that capacity to make something yet that is world changing. I just don't have that yet. You have to make a lot of videos before you start to really, really tweaking stuff and getting to that point. I'm not even there yet.
Yeah, but they even asked they asked Mr. Beast, like the biggest YouTuber right now, right? They asked him, they're like, if you have any advice for like someone that's trying to like break into the industry and like get into like making videos and YouTube and whatever. And they asked him like, what do you recommend doing? He's like, make 1,000 videos. Just keep making videos. Like you're gonna start off, you're not gonna have any views. You might have 1 or 2 views. Even at your 100, 200, 300th video, still might be a little low. But the more you do it, the more you get better at it. Like, and it'll slowly like start attracting like a certain audience and whatever. But he's like, if you don't do it, you're just gonna be stuck at square one.
Oh, 100%, bro. Like, you can't. And the crazy thing is, I have heard this from a lot of people as well who say, yeah, dude, I had this one video idea and I just thought this is going to be the one that puts me on the map, right? And they will do this. They have this great idea and they think of it. And he's like, I
Bombs.
spent 150 hours on this video, 20 views. And then, and antithesis to that, he would be saying, yeah, well, I had this other video. I didn't think it'd be good at all. I just thought of it one afternoon. I just made the
Viral.
video, 200,000 views. Boom.
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
Easy, easy peasy. So I don't know. It's a numbers game, and it goes back. And this whole came from when I was walking to the mosque today, and I was like, oh, what about if I do this, and am I doing that, and I'm just thinking about it, and I was really getting in my head, and then I realized, man, like this is very simple thing. I wake up, I go to the masjid, I have a task I need to do, I finish that task, I do the next task, one item at a time. But if
Yeah,
you
it's one
sit
item
and
at a time.
think
You
of
can't overload yourself with thinking, "Oh, I have these 10,000 things." You're not gonna do anything.
yeah, yeah, it's like you just sit there, you're just shocked. And I think, and there's a real like soothingness to that. I'm always trying to, I'm always trying to get that relaxed sort of feeling, where it's, I I just have control over this next one item. That's the only worry I have in my life right now is this one item that I have to do. That's the only thing we should be concerned about. Everything else I am not in control of at the moment. It's not even important. We
Yeah,
have
of
this
course.
task. We finish this one task, and it could be as simple as like going upstairs and you know, grabbing your shoes to go to the mosque. That's like
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
the task.
100%. One step at a time, bro.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm the probably most I have very very high. I'm really neurotic and I get in my head a lot about like crazy things. Like yesterday, so even for my job, I had this mock up, right?
Yeah.
Like mock up inspection. I just, when you're sitting there on a Friday and you're happy, and then it's just this ocean wave just hits you of just sadness.
Just gloom.
Oh, I was like,
Just like a
oh,
massive dark cloud just, like, came up.
and it just hit me. And I was like, "Oh my god, I have this meeting tomorrow, and my like, oh, this meeting is getting in my head, and then I have this thing. What if this happens? What if that happens?" And then I was thinking, and I went to work today. I was like, "Oh, Bismillah, let's just go to the work day. Let's just see what this day holds, right?" And I got in there, and I was driving into work day, and I was still nervous. And then I went to the meeting, and fine.
Cruising.
I finished the meeting. I was like, "Oh, that wasn't too bad." And the meeting as well, same crazy thing for the meeting happened where I was like, "Oh, it's actually." Nothing happened. It was just fine. You know, there was
I don't
an
know what I
issue.
was overthinking.
Yeah, like I had the meeting. Oh no, sorry, for this mock-up, we had an issue during the mock-up, and I just solved the issue. Like I solved all the other issues, alhamdulillah. I don't know why I'm just so concerned about it, and it just sits in your head like it's like my head's like this echo chamber of just you know, you have the question and then you repeat the answer to yourself, and you're kind of going in this loop.
Oh yeah,
So, like the one strategy I had with that, I used to have this. I don't know if you know this. For a while, this was some time ago now, maybe a couple of years ago, and I reviewed her. Like I looked at my notes from that point of time. I had a performance coach.
I remember you told me. Yeah,
Yeah, so I looked back at my notes and I saw some of her videos online, and it kind of reminded me of what she said.
yeah,
And one thing she really recommends is journaling,
yeah,
because as I've been starting doing that, I've just been writing, keeping some notes of my day and stuff like that. And when you write stuff on a piece of paper, you step back, you're like, "Whoa, that's actually crazy."
bro. I don't know if you have this in your household or not. I'm sure a lot of like Arab viewers will relate to this. Every single Arab mother, bro, will have like a specific notebook that is like always somewhere in the house. Like it's always near her. It's always within like let's say earshot of her. And like they'll write down everything. Like they'll journal. They'll write down like what needs to be done. Just random. Like you'll see them just like oh, she'll take out her notebook, just write a couple things down. Like for example, oh like grocery store need to get this, this, and this. Need to get like this cleaned. Need to take this to the tailor. Need to do this.
Like a
And
to-do
then
list?
basically, like my mom, literally on the daily, she'll just have a random to do list of things.
Damn, bro.
And her
What?
and my aunt, her sister's the exact same way.
Well, there's a guy who wrote a book about this. Let's see if I can get his name. It's actually it's actually like quite genius. There's a guy called Tiago Forte, and
Yeah.
he wrote this book called like Building a Second Brain,
Hmm.
and he kind of proves to you that you know why writing things down is actually so important, and why having this kind of system in place to you know to kind of manage your life and manage your stress and manage your expectations and all this stuff. It's very much more so like about productivity and organization, but it's very interesting because he always talks about your brain is actually very good at having ideas. Your brain is
Yeah.
always good at having. Your brain's not so good about storing ideas though. So, and honestly, like I've been trying to do this, especially this last week now, where I go on there and I have this great idea, or I watch a video, right? I consume a lot of content, a lot of
And like a
ideas.
light bulb goes off.
Yeah, but that light bulb, you'd think like, oh, at the time, how could I ever forget this? And that is the biggest fallacy ever.
Literally the next day you could forget it.
You could uh you could forget it within 10 minutes, bro. If something more important comes up, you will forget this within 10 minutes. So I've been trying to make notes on things. So for example, I always thought people who highlighted books were crazy, but they're actually geniuses. I never understood that. But now when you actually read things, you're like, oh wow, that's genius.
There's one. Not here, but oh, there it is. One sec.
No problem.
So I bought this tiny little notebook,
Let's
right?
see it.
From Al Rawnaq.
Oh, hot. Leatherback.
Literally tiny, bro. It's like the size of like just smaller than my hand.
Nice.
Just have a pen with it. Like I kind of like carry it with like I have like my bag that I'll carry, and I'll have this little notebook in there. And like you said, if like something comes up or like you get that little light bulb moment, just write it down.
I'm very honestly, if you'd sit there and do this kind of consistently, because I think this is another thing where you have to be consistent. It's not just another notebook. Writing down the stuff that I honestly would very much be a big fan of, or I would really much recommend actually writing down your day and writing down the things that happen in the day and things that you should be remembering for the next day. Because you go back and you can control F or digitally do it, but like, you can go
Yeah,
and
yeah.
control F ideas that you had. Because I literally had an issue today with the yesterday's podcast. where there was like a crackling sound. You might hear it in the video. There's like a voice crackling,
Yeah.
and I had the exact same issue 2 months ago, and I already solved this. I spent an hour on this issue, and I shouldn't
But
have
you had
spent an
already
hour on
solved
it.
it 2 months
I've
ago.
already solved it. I am continuously reworking things that I have already put effort into, and it's pointless.
Yeah,
Like
100%.
I am not expanding. I always think of my brain as this webbed network, right? So my brain always wants to go this way, but I'm doing this sometimes. I'm going back in to solve a problem. Like why? Like I should be solving problems I've already solved. I should solve the problem, write the solution down, and continue growing this web.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I don't know. I also thought that was just it was just there for me, and yeah.
Your little
Well, look,
light bulb moment.
a light bulb moment. Yeah. Thank you for being on today, Big Better.
All good, my boy.
Yalla. You gonna jump on the stream? By the way, everybody, Better streams. We're gonna put his details now into this video, so we can share it. If you share me the details, I'll put it on there.
Yes, sir.
All right, yalla. Catch
Alright.
you.
Ready to froth.